What an absolute pleasure. Please welcome to the show, Adam Clayton.
Hello, hi.
So, Adam, we recently interviewed Noel Gallagher, and he had something pretty bold to say about your tour.
Well, not bold. I mean, he said it was one of the greatest tours he's ever done. One of the most fun tours he's ever done as well.
Well, I can take that. That's pretty good. You know, he made it a lot of fun because what he used to do is he'd stay for our show. So normally an opening act, you know, they're on early, they get to leave, go home, go drink or whatever. But he would stay for every show. So, you know, he was always there supporting us. And what a great guy, what a great talent.
I think I saw pictures of him actually on his Instagram where he was literally in the crowd just with a beer, pretty much.
Yeah, and his wife Sarah was out for a lot of it, and the guys in the band were always around, you know, so it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed having him with us.
He said you were a lot of fun, and you still, you know, you all went out every night, and any stories of Noel misbehaving?
Actually, well, no, I think our guys kind of put him to bed a few nights, you know. I don't think he's got the stamina that he used to have. Yeah. You
do such huge scale tours. Do you have a massive input into that?
You know, it's a bit like playing with Lego. You know, you get to build amazing stage shows, and you get to challenge yourself of how can you work on a stage, this shape, that goes this way or that way. And of course, with the modern technology, with everything being wireless and radioless, you can kind of do anything that your imagination dreams up. So we have fun with it.
I came to see your Wembley gig in 2009, the 360 tour.
Yeah.
That was a 360 stage,
That
right?
was.
Which was unbelievable. It is the only gig that I've ever been thrown out of.
Now, what did you do?
What
did you? That's the most rock and roll thing he's ever done.
It really is. I am not a rock and roll person at all, but I was there with a few pals, and we were lucky enough to be in a box.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed your performance very much.
Yes.
And we added booze to your performance,
Okay.
as most people do. And just at some point, somebody who was running the box decided that we were enjoying it a bit too much and asked us to calm down.
Were you having a wrestle?
We had a wrestle. I think you'd come off by then. This was afterwards, and they said, "Look, you're gonna have to go."
And you'd taken your shirts off and all.
Of course we had. Of course we had.
Why do boys do that?
I know. And they said, "You're out. You're out of here, pal." But we'd already seen you, so that was the important bit.
Oh, that I mean, you know, that's quite a badge of honour, to be honest. Sort of topless wrestling in a box at a U2 show.
At Wembley. Yeah.
And thrown out.
No, exactly.
Do you have any clues to what we can expect on the next tour?
Well, it's the extension of the Songs of Innocence tour. So we're going back indoors. We will be using some of the production that we had on the indoor show, which was running the stage all the way down the centre of the arena. So it splits the arena in two. And we'll be playing mainly the new songs. We're not, because we've just done the Joshua Tree show, we're going to try not to do any of the songs that we played on that tour. We're going to try and do more current.
Okay. Now on to your new album, which was out on Friday.
Yeah.
And we've already spoken about Noel. He's number one on the album chart. I take it.
He is.
I take it.
He's had 10 number one albums in a row. He told me. Yeah.
Your target is to smash him straight off the hot spot.
Well, you know, that's going to be a little bit of a pain if that happens, because we wouldn't want to do that. But at the same time, it'd be nice to be in that spot.
Yeah.
So this is your 14th studio album. Yeah. Is it true that Bono was advised to write as if he was dead? Is that or is that something that's been taken a bit out of?
No, there is an Irish poet who said, you know, if you really want to get to the essence of what you're trying to say, it's best to imagine that you're dead, because then you won't offend anyone. So that was sort of the way he went into this record, was saying, okay, let me write as if I'm not going to be around, and that way I can just free myself and write whatever I want.
Okay.
It's an amazing concept, because I suppose but then where do you go from there? If you've written about...
Well, then you write as if you've been resurrected.
Okay, right. Okay.
It worked for the other guy, so it might work for Bono.
Right. You worked with Kendrick Lamar. How was that set up? How did that get
Well,
put
Kendrick's
together?
been a friend for a long time, and we sent him our track American Soul because we wanted him to do some work on it. And then next thing we heard, he'd put out his album, Damn, and he'd sampled us, and it was on his XXX track. So that was like, okay, well, fair enough, no problem. So then when we were putting out our version of American Soul, we went back to him and said, do you feel like sort of rapping a little bit over the front of this? He said, send it back 2 days later, and it sounds great.
Wow.
It's as simple as that. You just
Pretty cool.
Well, I'm not sure
like,
if
can you
it's simple.
just,
Yeah.
It was quite hard to get him on the phone, but once we got him on the phone, it was okay.
And he said, "Yeah, I'll do it." So you literally send him what you want, or or then he adds the rap. Obviously, he writes the rap and adds it, and then you get it back.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool.
But it's a good connection. He's really unique. He's very, very special, very positive.
Now, you guys have always had a very clear sort of impact on politics and opinion. Do you think it's still musicians are still having an impact like that?
Well, I think for a long time, maybe in the last 10 years that people didn't really want to look at politics. People weren't so politically tuned. And pop music was reigning. I think now with what's happened here with Brexit and what's happened in America with Trump, I think music is becoming more politicized again. It's becoming a bit angrier, and I think that's good for music. I think it's going to create good music.
Dare we? Obviously, you're huge in the States. So dare we ask your thoughts on Donald Trump, or do you have to be?
Well, I almost don't want to give him any credence by talking about him, but what's mind-boggling is the amount of blatant lies, and it's sort of for a responsible political figure in charge of possibly the most powerful nation in the world, you kind of would expect somebody that could tell the truth. And you just can't believe anything he says.
I think you also expect that someone in that position of power would have someone to advise him as well.
Yeah.
And it feels like he has got full reign and is just let loose. And that's the most frightening thing about it.
Yeah, and, retweeting those videos last week, it's like, what was he thinking?
Yeah.
The devastating thing about that is I watched the videos, as I think many people did.
Yeah.
So it got the pickup that they wanted, and
Yeah, no, just terrible
Yeah,
stuff.
no,
anyway,
it's-
that's as much as we need
fair,
to say
fair.
about
Well,
him,
music's
I think.
it's a good escapism as well, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
going to a gig, you can take your mind off that kind of thing. Do you have a song that you still love performing? Or do you have like a single one when you're like, yes, we're going to do that one? Or do you just prefer doing the new stuff because it's fresh?
Gosh, I wish I could say there was an absolute favourite. The thing is, I'm fond of all of them. They all kind of come round and round and round. I mean, With or Without You, which was an enormous hit, I still enjoy that because the components of it are really so simple.
We actually did a thing this morning on the show about the best 3 seconds in any song, and With or Without You, the intro was got mentioned a few times. It was a bit goosebump moment.
So I'm on the money. That's good.
So well done. Yeah, you nailed it.
Do you have a 3 seconds of any song? I mean, I'm putting you on the spot that you just go, that is, I wish I'd done that. That's amazing.
Oh, anything by Marvin Gaye. I mean, what's going on? I mean, it's fantastic. But, James Jamerson is one of my favourite bass players. He did all the Motown bass parts. So anything from Motown I love.
Christmas, Adam, is obviously coming. You're a new dad?
I'm a new dad.
Well, dad,
love it. It's really, really great. I kind of put it off for a long time, but I'm glad I did it.
How do you two celebrate Christmas? I like to think that you all do a Secret Santa. Because, I mean, what on earth do you get Bono and The Edge and Larry for Christmas?
Actually, a long time ago, we decided we were just going to get people books, which actually takes the pain out of it.
Okay.
So we always get each other books. I'm going to be in Dublin for Christmas. I think everyone's in Dublin for Christmas this year, and we always end up calling in on each other. We're actually one big family.
Oh, it's
That's great.
Yeah,
I love
like
that. I love that you still go and call on each other, although you spend all this time together, yet on Christmas, over Christmas.
Yeah, well,
you're still in
we go back a long time, and we like being with each other.
I've noticed on the album as well, you've got the band's children. Is that Bono's son and...
That's Bono's son, Eli, and that's Edge's daughter, Cyan.
Oh.
Well, what an absolute pleasure. Boys and girls, Adam Clayton.
Ooh.